Let's start again. This is my fourth take. Um, the previous one, the whole MP4, the MP3, the audio. Let's say the audio was terrible. So I'm gonna do it again, and I hope this one will work out. We'll see. Um, yeah. How you guys? How are you guys doing? Um, y'all doing good? Y'all doing good? Let's first get some tea and start the video. Um, yeah, got some snacks, maybe something to drink. Get your tea, maybe some peanuts or some cashew nuts. Let's start with the video. Gamescom 2025 just wrapped up and it was amazing. It was packed with a lot of demos, reveals, announcements. We got massive AAA reveals, long-awaited indies finally showing up, like Silksong, Hollow Knight, horror games that'll keep us at night, and RPGs that might steal hundreds of hours of our lives, and some strategy titles too that kind of made me way too excited. So today I'm gonna break down the biggest announcements, the wildest surprises, and giving you my personal takes on what this all means for the rest of 2025 and beyond. The vibe here is chill. Imagine we're just hanging out in my room, in this room. You see, it's pretty nice, huh? It's pretty nice. And decompressing after all those streams, it's a lot. So let's dive in with some tea in the hand and plenty of thoughts and opinions. All right, so first up, let's talk about the horror games. We we have seen a lot of horror games, and I want to talk about three that really caught my eye. And yeah, Gamescom really came through for us horror fans this year. Like I was honestly not really expecting to hit it this hard, but I mean, we got Silent Hill F that made an appearance, and yeah, Silent Hill is back, especially with the announcement that they are gonna remake Silent Hill 1. Like I had to kind of blink twice because I didn't expect it at all. Yeah, Konami and developer Neobards dropped this new trailer that's honestly both eerie and exciting at the same time. And get this, it's the first time Silent Hill is taking us to like the 1960s rural Japan, which is such a vibe in my opinion. It's got that quiet countryside horror energy, the kind where you know something's wrong but you can't quite put your finger on it until some grotesque thing crawls out of the mist. And the protagonist is a teenager named Hinako that's just living in a town until this creepy, iconic fog rolls in, and well, yeah, nightmare fuel starts happening. The devs also confirmed something I wasn't even expecting. They're doing 5 different endings with a new game plus mode. So basically, not just one good scare and you're done. They want you terrified again and again through multiple playthroughs. Oh, and it's dropping on September 24, 2025, which is actually way sooner than I thought. I thought that maybe they would release it like before the holidays, like in this December or no, or November. It has that, it's snowy vibe. You're inside playing this game, waiting it up. It's kind of nice. But hey, September 24 is also good. I mean, the sooner the better. Now, speaking as a horror fan, I actually got goosebumps from the atmosphere in this trailer and gameplay. Like those monster design is really amazing. The Japanese setting is fresh but still faithful to Silent Hill's image and DNA. And with multiple endings on the table and a new game plus mode, it just screams deep replayable horror adventure. Personally, I'm betting Silent Hill F is gonna do this series proud, and yeah, it's gonna scare our socks clean off when fall hits this year. I think I'm also gonna uh, record playing it with Resident Evil 9 too. Um, so yeah, if you want to see it, please subscribe and also like and comment in this video. maybe your favorite Gamescom 2025 uh, drop. Let me know in the comment. It also will really help the algorithm. So do you boy a favor, will ya? Thank you in advance. Now, right behind that, Resident Evil Requiem, also known as Resident Evil 9, and Capcom didn't just show up at Gamescom. They came to opening night live, swinging by. This one feels like a real shift. They're basically saying goodbye to the Ethan Winters storyline, which is kind of fair. I mean, he had his times. Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil 8. It's good enough. Those games were really great though. I think Resident Evil 7 is the best one in my opinion. But instead, we're stepping into the shoes of a brand new protagonist named Grace Ashcroft, and she is a FBI intelligence analyst, which kind of changed the whole tone of the game. And guess where she is going? Raccoon City. Yeah, we're back. Except it's not the Raccoon City we remember. It's in ruins, right? It's in ruins after the whole sterilization bombing and that happened in Resident Evil 3. The place is completely nuked, so now it's this creepy post-apocalyptic wasteland, which honestly is really great and makes sense that Resident Evil um, circles back to Raccoon City. Another thing they added to Resident Evil and also made it really great is the fact that you can switch from first person, playing it in first person, and third person. And you can switch on the fly, like one time you're uh, I don't know, playing the first part in first person, and then when it gets too scary and you want to have a little bit more oversight, you can switch to third person. It's amazing. It's great. And Capcom's basically saying with that, like, hey, we know you loved Resident Evil 7 and 8 in first person, but we also know you're nostalgic for the classic third person survival horror, so they gave us both. And that's kind of huge. Now, from people who got into the closed doors demo, the word on the street is it's brutally scary. And it's visually stunning, really disturbing, and apparently there's this new stalker enemy. Uh, in the vein of Mr. X, Nemesis, we got a new stalker, and you can see it in the demo. Yeah, we're in for sleepless nights. Uh, Add in the classic survival horror elements like limited ammo, creepy puzzles, zombies doing their slow, awful shamble with other monsters that came from mold. Uh, and a terrible aim. You also have, it feels like they're dialing survival horror all the way back up to 100. Oh, and the release date is February 27, 2026, which sounds far, but I mean, you blink once and we're there. As someone who has played Resident Evil 3, 2, and 4, also 7, also 8, my bad, I'm honestly beyond hyped. It looks like it's taking the absolute best of Resident Evil 7 and 8 and smashing them together and then just cracking the volume up to 11. We don't know much of the story and the storyline, but I hope if they do that correct, then it will be an amazing Resident Evil game. Yeah, so I pretty much cannot wait to get back into Raccoon City. So now for something a little more action horror is Dying Light: The Beast. Techland brought new gameplay from this title, which is actually a standalone spin-off of Dying Light 2. And Kyle Crane is back. Yeah, I did a double take too. In the story, Crane has been experimented on for years and is now half human, half monster, which means you get to Hulk out in a crazy beast mode, gameplay wise. The Gamescom demo showed off sick parkour action through a zombie infested forest area, and how Crane's beastly powers let him literally fear enemies, tear enemies to shred. It's really gory. Think like ripping heads off and smashing zombies into pulp. Even more brutal than before. And the cool detail is that the classic day-night cycle is also back. So you got the slow shamblers and regular zombies by day, and at night, you got the aggressive nightmares that hunt you down and until you're tired, or I don't know what to say. They're terrifying. That's what I know. And the game supports up to 4-player co-op, just like Dying Light 2. The best part is that Dying Light The Beast comes out on September 19th, 2025 for PC, PS5, PS5 Pro, and Xbox Series X and S. We only have a few weeks to wait, and as someone who didn't play Dying Light at all, but I have watched some gameplay, um, I think I will play Dying Light 2 before the release and put it on YouTube. So if you also want to see that, please subscribe. I love that they're doing something different with Crane's character. It should be a fun appetizer while we wait for an eventual Dying Light 3 down the line. One surprise in the horror block was Routine. Routine, if you've never heard of Routine, here's the tea. Um, it's a sci-fi survival horror game that was literally announced a decade ago and then went radio silent, becoming kind of a vaporwave legend. Well, at the Gamescom, it re-emerged to prove that it's alive, and apparently, it's finally coming out in late 2025. The new trailer was short but really effective. They showed a lot. Routine has this retro futuristic 1980s VHS aesthetic set on a deserted lunar base, and it oozes claustrophobic analog horror vibes. It's the kind of game where you will be creeping through dark, flickering corridors on the moon, and with who knows what lurking around. And honestly, after 13 years in development limbo, either Routine will become legendary, or it might flop like Concord. But I'm rooting for it, sincerely. I'm sincerely rooting for it. The concept of stealth horror in space is right up my alley. Kind of like getting the alien isolation mixed with classic sci-fi vibes. So yeah, I hope it lives up to its promise, and if it does, we might have a sleeper hit on our hands. But they haven't given a precise date yet beyond end of 2025. So I mean, it's coming closer, and I'll be ready to play it the moment it drops. The next one to round up the horror block is Little Nightmares 3. Um, it's also coming, and it made its presence known during Gamescom, specifically at the Future Games show. They showcased a new level called the Carnival, which has this creepy carnival theme. Think about dilapidated fairgrounds, eerie clowns, the works. You can play them together. There are two characters named Low and Alone. You can play them with another friend, or if you don't have friends or anyone to play with, you can solo them. You can solo the game with an AI partner, which is also fine. It's totally fine. They each have unique items. For example, Low has a bow and arrow, and Alone has a wrench, and you'll need to work together to solve puzzles and survive. There's no exact release date announced in the trailers, but it's expected sometimes in 2025. But Bandai Namco's site actually lists it as October 10, 2025 for now. And whenever it arrives, I'm really excited to play it with a friend or family. 2 times the characters, 2 times the heart attacks, right? Sounds like a good time. Moving on to RPGs, including a few long anticipated titles. And let's start with the elephant in the room, with the big one, Hollow Knight Silksong. Remember the video where I said, comment Silksong, please release? If you haven't, please watch this video. It's also a very interesting video about the same topic. Well, Silksong is releasing in on September 4, 2025, after what feels like an eternity of memes, delays, and clown makeup moments. Team Cherry finally blessed us with the for September 4, 2025 release date. So yes, less than a week and a half from now, we'll be able to play as Hornet and dive into this massive new world. The next one is Phantom Blade Zero, an action RPG that I would call one of the coolest new IPs on the horizon. If you haven't heard of it, imagine a dark wuxia, steampunk world, crazy fast-paced sword combat, kind of Sekiro meets Devil May Cry meets classic kung fu films. That's how I would describe Phantom Blade Zero. At Gamescom, people got hands on demos of Phantom Blade Zero, and the impressions were very positive. The game is straight up gorgeous, running with high end PC features like ray tracing, and every scene was candy for the eye. But more importantly, the combat is apparently phenomenal. The motion captured real martial artists, so your attacks flow with this graceful, lightning fast rhythm. It's not a stiff Souls clone at all. It's more like you're playing through a choreographed kung fu movie with responsive controls. Parrying and blocking are tied to colored indicators, red and blue unblockable attacks that you have to counter with the correct move. There is no firm release date yet, but Phantom Blade Zero is definitely on my watch. I suspect we won't see it until 2026, but the hype is real. It's proof that new IPs in the action RPG space can still amaze us. After seeing it in action, I'm even more excited. This could be a breakout hit if it lives up to what we've seen. For the JRPG fans, Persona 4 Revival is also in the make and also coming this year. If you're a Persona fan, well, you are certainly waiting for a new Persona title, but they're giving us everything except a new Persona title. So here is Persona 4 Revival that you can play again. For the new Persona fans, you got some great new content on the way. Me personally, I haven't played Persona 4 yet. I've played Persona 5 Royal, and I'm playing Persona 3 Reload. But yeah, I think I'm gonna get also Persona 4 a Revival. It has great stories and great characters and an amazing combat system. Moving on to the Western RPG front, The Outer Worlds 2 made a splash. Obsidian showed off a new trailer that focused on the game's roster of quirky companions and its trademark satirical sci-fi world. The Outer Worlds 2 is set to launch on October 29, 2025, and it's coming to PC, Xbox, and PS5 this time around. If you love the first Outer World blend of Fallout style RPG mechanics with Firefly-esque humor, this looks like more of that, but refined. And lastly, shout out to Onimusha, Way of the Sword, a name I didn't expect to hear at Gamescom. Capcom is resurrecting the Onimusha franchise after a long time. The trailer at ONL gave us pure nostalgia. It's set in the Edo era Kyoto, and you've got the Oni gauntlet back on your arm and you're slicing up demons left and right. Capcom confirmed it's coming in 2026, so there's a bit of a wait, but I'm just happy the series is coming back. I have a soft spot for Onimusha and the Way of the Sword. It could be a sleeper hit if it's done right. And y'all doing good. Y'all doing good. I hope y'all have a great day though. Gamescom also had its fair share of surprise hits and crazy crossovers that had the whole internet buzzing. I think one of the big headline grabbers is Call of Duty Black Ops 7. It looks fine. I mean, it doesn't look like Call of Duty anymore, but I don't know. I'm not really a fan of it. Battlefield 6, on the other hand, looks really great. So I would rather go for Battlefield 6 than for Black Ops 7. But yeah, everyone has its own preferences. And let's move on to another another game that no one expected to show up. Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. This was maybe a big a big reveal for a lot of fans. TT Games is back with a brand new Lego Batman game, the first one since the old 2000s trilogy, and they are doing an original story that focuses on Batman's early years, and it's packed with references and homages to the best of Batman comics and films. The big thing in this game is that Gotham City will be open world in this one, instead of just a level based hub structure, with a huge potential for tons of side missions and exploration. And also for this one, there is no firm release date yet, just only saying 2026. So there's also in this one a bit of a wait. Okay, pivoting from deep RPGs to something just fun. We got a wild curveball at Gamescom. For the Nintendo fans, there is Kirby Air Riders, and it's arriving November 2025 on the Nintendo Switch 2 exclusively. Masahiro Sakurai, the mastermind behind Kirby and Super Smash Bros., is back in the driver's seat and directing the sequel to that weirdly genius GameCube cult classic Kirby's Air Ride. And it's his first Kirby project since 2003, which is a very long time. And here's what we know about the game. There's up to 16 players online and 8 locally, with voice and video chat support via game chat. The city trial mode is revived and decked out, this time set on a floating island called Celesta, with power-ups, vehicle upgrades, and stadium minigames. Also new characters. There's a lot of content in the game. There were plenty of other announcements. Seriously, this Gamescom was really dense, but those were the crossover and surprises that stood out to me. Call of Duty is trying new tricks. I don't know if they'll work. Lego Batman returning in his style. Monster Hunter and Final Fantasy XIV doing the fusion dance, and Sekiro getting an anime adaptation. It was a reminder that even in an age of leaks, gaming can still surprise us and make us go, wait, is that a thing now? And honestly, those moments are kinda great. Alright, so as we wrap things up, if I had to pick my personal top 3 Gamescom reveals, I would go for Hollow Knight Silksong's release date, Resident Evil 9, and Phantom Blade Zero. And also let me know in the comments as well, what was your favorite Gamescom 2025 reveal or moment? Was it a huge AAA sequel or a tiny indie gem? Maybe some wacky crossover, or maybe an unexpected demo that blew you away? And which of these games are you planning to play on day one? Let me know in the comments, and I'll be reading and commenting on them as well. So thank you so much for watching this video and hanging out with me. It's been a blast going over everything. There were a lot of things I wanted to include in this video, but it just costed a lot of time to include them. It would be really long. I mean, I've recorded this video like 3 times now, and the previous 3 were like 50 minutes, which was way too long. I wanted to keep it like 15, maybe 10. If you enjoyed this mega review, drop a like and consider subscribing to my channel for more videos like this. And take care. In case I don't see you, take care. Stay hydrated, and maybe I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.